So good evening everyone and welcome. I am the parish priest here, Peter Hearn, and I'm delighted to welcome you all here to our beautiful church. Just in case you're not too sure where you are with all this high-tech business around us, and I'm sure we're going to have a very wonderful evening. Oh, here we go. Now, I'm also here to introduce to you the MCs for the night. It's Judy Taylor and Barbara Maher-Punch. And also to welcome people, some of whom have travelled quite long distances to be here. I know some are here from Douglas Park, which probably takes longer to get here than it does from Melbourne. The M5, Melbourneites don't know what we're talking about. And there are some who've also extended their apologies who'd like to be here and are not here with us tonight. Now we have some housekeeping. If you're looking for the bathroom, go out either this door or the main door there and go down the cloister, and it's the first little corridor on your right there, you'll see it there. I believe there's a camera in the middle of the church. Okay, it's further down the back now. I was told to be careful of that you didn't knock it if you were going to move around at any time. And the AV will provide us with the words for the songs at different times, and you are very welcome to join in and sing with us. I'd like to also introduce Father John Mulrooney. He's the MSc Provincial, and he'll come and say a prayer to begin our proceedings.
Good evening, everyone, and I add my welcome to tonight. And as you know, we miss him terribly, but we know he's with us here tonight in spirit and through his beautiful music, which speaks very beautifully to the heart and to a spirituality that our country yearns for. So, for tonight's prayer, I invite a number of James's nieces and nephews to come forward who will hold the light around us as we pray. Blessed are you, God of healing and wholeness, great mystery of love that companions us on life's journey. You give us life, and you fill our hearts to sing your praise. Your Spirit breathes in us, shaping the songs that echo in our very being, making the music that gives voice to a truth which cannot otherwise be expressed. Gentle God, the suffering in our lives and in the world is a mystery that breaks our hearts and can break our spirits. Yet in the midst of it is a call to hope and to healing that defies logic and open our hearts to the possibility of a purpose and meaning beyond our knowing. Your Son Jesus, in his living, dying and rising, gifted us with this hope beyond our knowing. We ask you to bless this evening and to bless this new collection of songs by James Maher that have been created to proclaim your journey with us through the mystery of life, hope, loss, and transformation. May these songs and all who use them faithfully witness to your presence with us. And tonight, bless all musicians and singers who labour to inspire us in our song of joy and thanksgiving to you. Bless each of us here tonight, family, friends, and confreres. Hold us all close to you as we continue to celebrate James's legacy, giving voice to our hearts as we move forward with hope and love And we ask this in the name of Jesus, your Son. Amen.
In the beginning was the sound, and the sound was with God, and the sound was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him.
Well, what a wonderful way to start our launch of James's CD, Hidden Within the World, tonight. Thanks to James's brother Danny, who took us on the lead song of Come Creator Spirit Come, and thanks to the author of the lyrics and didge player, Father John Bosman. Is he still behind me? He's disappeared. So thank you to John and for James setting his lyrics to music, and for the energetic Fully Alive, written by James for the Thrive concert in 2012, and to Flip Simmons, who took the lead with us for that tonight. So thank you to you both for launching us into the beautiful gift of James's music. This collection of songs of James for this album was recorded in the studio between August and October last year, and tonight we're going to hear 10 of the 14 songs from the album. And the album, many of you would know that it depicts some of James's personal journey that he travelled in the last 5 years, but also the common journey of all humanity. And adapting St. Paul's words, we live with fidelity, with hope, with love by acknowledging our own truth, that God in our joy and our tragedy remains with us, even if at times hidden within the world. At one stage, James didn't think he would ever get back into the studio and was really prepared to let it go. But with support of family and friends, James's dream to complete the CD came to fruition. And yes, just as he had hoped, they were ready for everyone's Christmas stockings. He recorded many components of the songs, instrumental tracks, some vocals, in his room. And when he finally made it into the recording studio, he said, "We can just do a few songs and see how we go," leading subsequently to the whole collection of songs finally being recorded. What an amazing achievement. So in the weeks following the recording, all the mixes and mastered versions were listened to by James meticulously, and you won't believe where he did that, in his car. He sat in his car while parked in the garage, and I think it was like a little acoustic cocoon for him, where he could really listen really carefully to all that was being produced by a lot of the people behind me. And you might have noticed the beautiful artwork that he's chosen for the cover of the CD, expressing something organic, I think, something mysterious about the suffering and hope and transformation that's possible in the world by engaging with it at the very core and heart of our being. If you can imagine it, as James did, travelling the journey down to the grassroots and seeing the world from a different perspective. The mystery and answers to many questions of life are often hidden within the world. And he reflected to say, I want that to look like an ant's eye view of the world. So with renewed vision and perspective, something beautiful emerges from the darkness. The next song we're going to hear is called Wilderness Road. It's a very beautiful song reminding us again of James's journey, but not just his. One that we may all travel on our own life's journey with the power of love and moments of strength and grace breaking through, offering new life and new hope. And a quote from James, in his own words, he said, "Any major life-threatening illness is not simply a matter of a temporary detour on one's life road. It puts you on a new road. The old road is gone, and in this new phase of life, one needs a new framework within which to understand things. Things like life, the universe, God, everything. The new road is a wilderness road. Less certain, more twists, more turns, more dangerous, fog-obscuring ways, but all potentially a road for a very rich spiritual journey."
bringing dreams of deep peace. Ooh, new strength is found in the darkness. Love breaks through in mysterious ways. Gentle moments of hope. Ooh, our heart is touched with new freedom. Love breaks through in quiet ways, in mysterious ways.
The Sacred Heart tradition has a long and rich history, and to which James belonged and dedicated his life as an MSc as he aspired to be on earth the heart of God. And the next two songs tell something of that story from St. Augustine in the 4th century, who captured something beautiful in the famous words you can read on the screen now. To Father Jules Chevalier, who founded the MSCs in Issoudun in France in 1854. Jules's heart was deeply touched, converted even, by the heart of God revealed in the Sacred Heart of Jesus. The song You Are Our Home explores the sense of home found when our hearts find rest with God. And I think James captured something of this desire in all of us for a deeply loving relationship with God, a relationship that is both personal and communal. The lyrics of Two Hearts of Love were written by another MSc priest, Father Patrick Sharp, and James again set his lyrics to music. And I believe Father Pat is here with us somewhere tonight, but it's all a blur out there. You're there, Pat, welcome, thank you. So thank you, and we will enjoy listening to this beautiful song that James set to music. So Two Hearts of Love has a very particular focus, which sometimes in MSc colleges in particular, and I know there's some people here from the MSc colleges, where they talk about the two JCs, Jesus Christ of Nazareth and Jules Chevalier from Issoudun, and I think this song probably explores a little more in depth that relationship, so thank you.
It's the space within your walls that lets us breathe. In your rooms we find our rest. In your love we are alive. At your table we are nourished. All our hunger satisfied. You are our home. You are our happiness. You are our comfort and our hope. You are our blessedness. You are the place that we come from. You are our destiny. In you our hearts find lasting peace. You are our home. You are our spirit's rest. You run to us with open arms and constant tenderness. You lay your life aside in love. You offer everything. In you our lives are made complete. You are our home. You made us for yourself, oh God, and our hearts are restless till they rest in you. You made us for yourself, oh God, and our hearts are restless till they rest in you. In you. You are our home. You are our happiness. You are our comfort and our hope. You are our blessedness. You are the place that we come from. You are our everything. In you our lives find lasting peace. You are our home. You are our spirit's rest. You run to us with open arms and constant tenderness. You lay your life aside in love. You offer everything. In you our lives are made complete. You are our home. You are our home. You are our home.
So flowing on from the Sacred Heart tradition, any spirituality, or faith for that matter, is given life and lived only in a community. The next two songs, Alive to Your Love and Called by the Father, were written for two different communities. Alive to Your Love for Immaculate Heart of Mary Primary School, Brompton in South Australia, as their school song. And this school has a very rich Sacred Heart tradition, and the staff there very warmly and committedly embraced heart spirituality, and combined with James's desire to express something of a Marian spirituality that identified with Mary as a real woman of deep faith, this song emerged. And then the next song, Called by the Father, was written for the Catholic Church in Papua New Guinea. Paul Jennings, an MSc priest who's dedicated much of his life to working in Papua New Guinea with other MSCs, commissioned James to write this song back in 2010 after the last MSC provincial chapter. This song is based on their current mission statement, which opens with the lines, called by the Father, sent by Jesus, and moved by the Spirit. These beautiful lines become the heartbeat of this song, and its reference point always draws us back to our relationship with our beautiful and loving relational God.
Who hungered for justice and peace 2010, Tommy Bonnick's sudden death had a profound impact on James and on many of you here. Tommy and James shared a friendship that was strengthened by their shared passion for music ministry. There Are No Words, dedicated to Tommy, offers comfort and hope to make some sense of this and other tragedies of life. Some way to come to terms with the suffering of the world in the light of Jesus, our journey, in light of Jesus' own journey on the cross. To give us permission to be silent, as no words can be found at such times. Psalm 139 speaks of God who loved, formed us, and guided us into life with such profound love. The love of our Creator for each of us. This became the song Everlasting Way. In 2001, James wrote the poem Autumn Easter and printed it on little cards with the beautiful orange and brown faded autumn leaves and the clear blue sky in the background. Drawing on the mystery of the seasons and how they speak to the mystery of life and death. James always said he was a poet first and a musician second, giving shape to his ministry of sharing the gospel in song. In Autumn Easter, using both spoken and sung lyrics, he captures the essence of this.
There are no words when grief is raw, when life is torn away in a moment. There are no words we cannot speak, our hearts are numb. There are no words to speak the loss of life betrayed, spirits broken. There are no words to ease the pain. The light is gone. But Jesus was upon the cross, a cry of anguish when all was taken. His final words, a cry of pain, but still a prayer. When Jesus wept for all the world, the tears of God were given to us. The one who loved us through to birth shares our pain. There are no words, but there is hope, a gentle light that shines in darkness. The softest flame, almost unseen, burning without a cause. Jesus' words upon the cross, a cry of anguish when all words, a cry of pain, but still prayer. There are no words when grief is raw, when life is torn away in a moment. There are no words, but there is hope. Our hearts are free.
This is the pirate section.
Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way, the everlasting way. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way, the everlasting way. Oh Lord, you search me and you know me. You know my resting and my rising. You discern my purpose from afar. You mark when I walk or lie down. All my ways lie open to you. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way, the everlasting way. Before a word is on my tongue, Lord, you know it through and through. Behind and before you beseech me, your hand ever laid upon me. Too wonderful for me, this is far beyond my reach. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way, the everlasting way. For it was you who made my being, knit me together in my mother's womb. I thank you for this wonder, for the wonders of all your creation. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way, the everlasting way. Guide me, Lord, along the everlasting way, the everlasting way.
Perhaps in a southern Easter we're shown the gift of dying. Why else our strange hope in the fading colours, the falling leaves, the letting go? There is a gift from beyond, perhaps, in this fraying transparence of flesh. The slow then sudden change from visible to invisible, known to unknown.
Something you can calm the holy through the dying, and not just in the image of the old, but truly as yet unseen, truly you as yet unseen.
Ever hoped for, and ever a surprise. This resurrection appears midst the very molecules of nature, yet it is not her doing. It is more than she or we can do, more than seasons or cycles can give.
Something you can calm the holy through the dying, and not just in the image of the old, but truly as yet unseen, truly as yet unseen.
Such a happening is utter grace. We conceive it only through faith, and in the lively chill of Easter air. It draws our hearts with its almost unbelievable promise.
Something you can comfort only through the dying, and not just in the image of the old, but truly new, as yet unseen, truly new, as yet unseen.
James, what inspires you to write music? I guess basically a belief that I've got something to share with others, that I've got an experience or an insight or a conviction about God's presence in our lives. That kind of burns within me, I think, and I sometimes feel impelled to put that into words, and then I want to give those words wings by putting those words to music, because I think it's a special sort of medium. So yeah, it's that desire to really share my experience of God's presence with others, in the hope that they will be able to reflect on their own experience and to sort of see the traces of God's activity and presence in their own lives.
Well, at this point in our program, in memory of James and on behalf of MSC Music, we proclaim the formal launch of Hidden Within the World.
But before we finish our celebration, the choir and the musicians would like to perform two more of James's works. With James's passion and love of good liturgy and the Eucharist, and his belief in the power of music to engage people's hearts and minds in a meaningful way, and with lots of persuasion by his music friends in Blackburn, down in Melbourne, he was prompted to write a mass setting titled Mass of the Sacred Heart. Tonight, Verde Choir will lead us in an a cappella version of The Lamb of God from James's Mass of the Sacred Heart. Then they will sing James's most well-known and loved song, Woman of the Sacred Heart. James wanted to give expression to Mary in a way that he could relate to, acknowledging her very grounded humanness and her openness to God's call. Please join us in giving voice to these songs. Good evening, I'm Barb, James' sister. Every now and again I'll call him Jamie, but that's just our name for him, but it's probably better to call him James because you all know him as James. It just doesn't feel right. We're here tonight to complete, celebrate and launch James's work, his latest and final CD, Hidden Within the World. James was a gifted artist, a musical, literary and spiritual artist. So what influenced this artist? A major influence of James, for James, was his experience in the world, family life and family Catholic traditions. Music was introduced to the Maher home by James's mother Margie, and before that by her mother, who was a music teacher. The Josephite nuns at Lochinvar featured strongly in fostering music through the Maher family. James's father Peter, though untrained, had a natural musicality with a smooth crooner-style voice. Together, Margie and Peter unknowingly lit a flame that would set a musical fire burning in James. Running alongside this was family life, family Catholic traditions, and a supportive, intelligent Catholic community. James would come home from Sunday Mass, sit down at the piano, and would work out the hymns he'd just heard sung at Mass by ear. He became very difficult to teach music to because of that, because his ear was his very strong point. Hymns like Now Thank We All Our God, Soul of My Saviour, Hail Redeemer, and then eventually we moved on to Frank Anderson's Eagle's Wings. So that's how it started. Fast forward. The music of the Mass was a strong influence for James in taking his MSc road to praise, to celebrate, and to sanctify through his gift for music. But what nurtured him and grew strong was the need to share his truly altruistic Christian conversion of heart and mind with people. Through James's journey as an MSc, his fire kept burning. It was fostered, allowing it to merge with a hidden, slowly revealing gift as a spiritual poet. You could say the stars lined up for James. The collision of James's stars with like-minded people, their shared ideas, talent and encouragement from Des Moines, Randwick, Kensington, Canberra, Blackburn and afar, led to the production of 3 beautiful CDs in 13 years. Heart Voice, Gospel of Love, and now Hidden Within the World. These works are as much a part of the people around James as they are about James. There is little doubt that James's lyrics or poems are underpinned by his lived experience, his humanity and his spirituality. Setting them to music in his words gave them wings. The music speaks for itself. The symbols, words, melody and tempo evoke personal meaning without the need for translation. This combination of good words and good music can touch the human heart spirit, much deeper than words and music alone. This is the underlying theme of James's thesis, the Christian songwriter as a theologian. We hope to have this work edited for publication this time next year. So watch this space, and there'll probably be a concert to go with that. All James's musician friends were keen to be involved in the launch, and we were delighted when Martin suggested launching the 3rd CD, Hidden Within the World, tonight, as poignantly tomorrow would have been James's 53rd birthday. It is also poignantly mysterious that we complete his work in his 53rd year, the same year that James's mother Margie completed her work in this world. One final reflection. Through all James's work, he provided insight for us into symbols, rituals and traditions of our faith that have emerged from the tragic, joyful and extraordinary lives of our forebears and founders. We live with fidelity, with hope and with love when we acknowledge in our own truth that God remains with us, even if at times hidden within the world. I have a few thank yous. We'd just like to thank Father Peter Hearn for hosting this launch. For sponsoring the mail out of CDs to every parish in Australia, and for all those who did a lot of work folding and stamping for the mail out. Brett's parents and all your family. Nice Christmas present, Brett. And Kathy Hodgins, and all the parishioners who have supported in any way our journey to this point. Father John Mulrooney, the Provincial of the MSCs, for his ongoing support and encouragement of MSC music. To Renee Bulber, the MSC Business Manager, for all his support with financial matters. For the Bonnick family, to the Bonnick family for their gift to James to support the recording. To Monica O'Brien and Gina Ogilvie from Willow Publishing for their ongoing passion and support. Through Willow Publishing, Monica had also organised a separate promotional flyer of all James's music, and she has been a great advocate and promoter of MSC music. She sends her apologies tonight. To the merchandising team up the back, catering, the Ho and Shiner and O'Hearn families, Liz Clark and many other Osh parishioners, thank you. To the sound and lighting people, Michael and Luke, wherever you are. Up there, lighting, too much. The audio visual, and to Brett, Kate, Kathy and Julie. But most of all, to the Hidden Within the World. I still can't get that HWTW, that throws me. Anyway, HWTW, Hidden Within the World, Launch Committee, Brett, Julie, Tony and Martin. Thank you very much.
So it's with great pleasure now that I'd like to introduce you to Tony Amidharmo, who's been our musical director for this evening's celebration. Tony is very faith-filled and a wonderfully talented director. He's tirelessly and generously shared his time, his exceptional skills and talents on so many levels to ensure tonight's celebration was of exceptional quality, and I'm sure you would agree with me that he and everybody else involved has done exactly that. In the recording process, James would be playing pads where Jim is at the moment, and Tony being on the keyboard. There was always great symmetry, complementarity, a lot of fun and joking going on as well. But their wonderful friendship sort of enabled and enhanced that to happen. Tony has kept us all on time, in time, and on track. So bringing the gifts all involved to the fore while honouring the musical integrity of the works of James. So please join me in both welcoming and congratulating Tony on this wonderful musical directorship, and he's going to introduce all the other people involved in tonight's performance.
Look, James is a good mate of mine. He is my inspiration, and he's inspired me to continue to play and create music to express our faith. When I was asked to direct the music for this, I couldn't be more thrilled, to be honest. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that we've got a fantastic ensemble of very talented musicians and singers here on stage, and I can't wait to introduce each one of them to you. So I might start with the lead vocalists, if I may. If I can call on Bern and Tony Cogin to just make their way to the stage and receive their acknowledgement, please. Bern and Tony Cogin. You might not know this, but Bern and Tony are actually married. All right. And can I also please thank Flip Simmons for leading us in our song and prayer tonight. Please come forward. And Danny Maher, please, for the beautiful rendition of James's songs tonight. I still can't get over the fact that it looks almost identical to James and almost sounds identical to James. I'd also like to acknowledge our backing vocals. You might hear them throughout the concert. They're hiding in the far right there, but Randy, Amidharmo, and Felicia Goutama, thank you. And there's a group of amazing singers here, Via Day Choir, and we are also joined by some of our friends from the 6 p.m. Mass crew who used to sing a lot with James when he was still around. So thank you guys. And the musicians, in no particular order, and if I could ask you to reserve your applause till the end, we have John Vertley, aka JV, on electric guitar, James Vertley, Martin Ho on acoustic guitar, Jennifer Ho on percussion, Andrew Massey on drums, Brad Adamson on bass, Sarah Young on oboe, Jemma Thrussell on cello, and Jim Heelis on the pad. Please join me in congratulating them. And of course, Father John Bosman on the Didgeridoo as well.
Thank you again to all for your presence here with us tonight. Please join us for supper and purchase any MSC music resources that you will find available at the back of the church. We know that many of you will have already have copies of the CD, but we would like to encourage you tonight, if you'd like to buy another one and share it with your friends and your family and your neighbours and maybe the postman. There are also some lovely bookmarks that you will receive tonight, which has a link to MSC Music, Twitter and Facebook to keep you connected to MSC Music. So keep your eye out for them out the back. The next and final song tonight, Spirit of Heaven, grew out of James's want to create a bit of a Hillsong type song with a Catholic theology for World Youth Day in 2008. Just recently, some close friends of ours in the UK who perform with a successful ecumenical gospel choir actually sang Spirit of Heaven in Canterbury Cathedral for a concert celebrating Pentecost. I know James would have been chuffed about that, and because I remember when he was really thrilled when Women of the Sacred Heart was sung to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the MSCs in Ireland. So James's music is truly international. James said that music gave his poems wings. It is our job now to make them fly with our voices. To finish our concert and the celebration tonight, you all are all invited to sing with us Spirit of Heaven.
We gather in your name.
Thanks, everyone. On behalf of all of us, I just wish to extend a vote of thanks to Barb and to Julie for their superb commentary, the way they've sewn the whole fabric of the night together and made it come really even more beautifully alive for us. And obviously there's a huge amount of thought and prayer no doubt goes into that. And so we've all been profoundly moved and profoundly touched by this experience. And to conclude our gathering tonight, you're all invited to go that way and then across that way to the cloister and to the different rooms there inside in the parish office and the meeting rooms there, and to enjoy with us some food and some drink. And that concludes our gathering now.